I'm back with another video, folks, and look at this. I now have another not related Thomas item. This time, it's a Bachmann train. Not only is it a Bachmann train, but it's a Bachmann train set for N scale. And of course, as you can see, it's a not related Thomas item. This is a not related Thomas item train set that is N scale, and it's a Bachmann one. I did not have this on my list though. I was not planning to get this set, but let me tell you the story about how all of a sudden this happened. So today, folks, I was just working down here today, on the layout, and you know, I mean, basically this is my second not related Thomas train, but this does come with track, and that doesn't. That over there is my first not related Thomas item. This is my second not related Thomas item. Because but more of N scale and the HO narrow gauge, because like I said, HO narrow gauge is N scale, but it's a HO model that runs on N scale tracks, so that's why it's called HO narrow gauge. But I still consider it N scale because it does run on N scale tracks. So I'm just starting to move up, my N scale collection and everything though, because I just got into N scale this year, January of 2025. So and that's why January of 2025 of this year, when I went to the Amherst show in west of Springfield, Massachusetts, I'll tell you the Amherst show in Springfield, Massachusetts, the largest train show in the country, that holds a special place in my heart, because that is a train show that I started collecting some N scale stuff for the first time ever in my life, and all these years that I've been a model railroader, that was the first time ever that I started collecting some N scale stuff, like trains, tracks, you name it. So no, I really love N scale, folks, and also too. So let me tell you the story of how I got this set, because originally I did not want this set. I was not planning to get that set it out. It wasn't on my bucket list to get this set it out, but I'll tell you this story, how I ended up getting it, even though it wasn't on my bucket list, because it never was. So today I'm down here working. I'm running some trains and everything. As you can see, I only have two not related Thomas trains and everything of sets or whatever you want to call it. But I do plan to get a little bit more soon of not related Thomas items. But it's just a matter of when though. Because obviously, because one day my N scale collection is gonna be a little bit bigger than what it is right now, but it's still gonna take some time to build up and everything. But I'm happy with what I have for now right now. So so basically, so I'm down here running trains and everything for N scale, and then by the way, I will explain this one day. So I did explain in another video that my grandpa does have a large scale set of his own, just a large scale train set. It came with a steam engine, tender, and a box car and a caboose, which is the large scale G scale set, whatever you want to call it, from the old school days of the 1950s, I think. But that's it right there. And just because he has this and everything, it doesn't mean that I'm getting into large scale G scale anytime soon. But you never know, I might one day. And you guys already know the stuff that I will collect if I do get into large scale G scale down the road, because right now it still remains a no, but I might change my mind, you never know. So yeah, that's what I mean. That's the steam engine, the tender, the box cart, and the what is it? The caboose. Union Pacific red caboose. And then the throttle right there. Yeah, but I'm not gonna run that today because we have this business to talk about today. So yeah, so now on to the story. So yeah, as I'm working down here, I'm started to I'm starting to like eye on like this area and everything, and thought about, hey, you know what? If I run trains on the branch line track and everything, like the roller coaster loop, like I call it the roller coaster loop right here. This is what I call the roller coaster loop. Or to keep it short, I just call it the loop. You know, that's the easy name to say, is the loop. So the loop is what I call it. So basically on the loop track, because some trains that I run on the loop track, as you guys can see, see, look at that. Here's these right here, but when it hits right here, look, it comes right down to a hill, and that one's shorter than this one. And then right here is where it can get a little bit ugly for some trains that go under here, because some of my N scale trains cannot, like some of my N scale trains are not able to like fit through here and everything because of how low this is. And then that's what gave me the idea, is to like, okay, so if I'm gonna run trains on the loop track, which the loop track is the outside track. Yeah, the outside track is the loop track, which goes around. As you guys can see where my finger's going. Goes up the hill. Going over the bridge. Down the hill. And yeah, that's what I mean, folks. Yeah, so I figure, because that's where I had the idea in mind as to, okay, if like whatever trains I run on the loop track that do not fit under here, because every single train that I have for N scale is able to fit under here and everything on these two tracks, which these are the two main tracks, the center track and the inside track, which are the two mainline tracks and everything. Like every single train that I have in my N scale collection right now, whether it's Thomas or not related to Thomas at all, every single train that I have fits through here, and same with right there, and same with right there. It's just like the only one area that just won't fit through at all, the only one area that some trains cannot fit under or comes close to not fitting or whatever, and I just don't like to take a chance, is right here. This is the only spot on my layout. And that's why I had in mind, you know what? I am going to put a right switch track here and then a left switch track right there. So then that way, when I'm running trains on the loop track, which is the outside track or the branch line, whatever you want to call it, which is this, for the trains that are not able to fit underneath here, can just go straight ahead and just run on this track and then go around and everything. So yeah, or even for like some trains that are basically pulling like a heavy train and they're not able to like get up the hill or whatever, get up the loop hill or whatever, that they can just go right along this track, whether they're going that direction or this direction. That's what I mean, folks. And yeah, I already tested out I already ran Percy, who's over there with the troublesome trucks. Uh, I already ran Percy over the switches today, tested him out. So Percy was the first engine I tested out with these new switches that I got today from Hobby Lobby. So yeah, so basically, so I'm working down here, and then I was telling my grandfather, because he saw that I was because he saw that I was like, because he saw that I was eyeing on something on the layout and everything, and then he asked me what it was, and then I told him that hey, look over here, you see this right here? I'm thinking about having a right switch track right here, and then a left switch track right there. So then that way, like for the trains that can't, like I just explained to you guys, for the trains that are not able to fit under here, can just go in like this direction and everything, and the trains that are coming this way can go this direction of the ones that can't fit under here. And same with ones that are like, if they're pulling, if the train is like too heavy to pull or something up the hill, then that's what that's for. So I told him that, and then he said, said, come on, let's go get a right and left switch track. So we get in the car, and yeah, we end up going to Hobby Lobby, and then yeah, so we go to Hobby Lobby, and because yeah, that's where we got the right switch track today. That's where we got that from, was Hobby Lobby. And same with the left switch track right there, we got that from Hobby Lobby as well. So yeah, the right and left switch track is what we got from Hobby Lobby. And yeah, so now I can say I finally have a right and left switch track. And I'm not planning to get any more right or left switch tracks, folks, because I'm happy with what I got though. So because yeah, I'm not going to be switching up my N scale layout like I do with my HO and O scale layout at times, because like I said, like HO scale comes first to me, then my second favorite is N scale, then my third favorite is O scale. So yeah, so we're at Hobby Lobby. He gets we end up getting the right switch track and the left switch track at Hobby Lobby, and then obviously like we're still looking and everything, and then I see that that's the only N scale set that they had at Hobby Lobby, and then there was a HO set, the Rail Chief. Here, let me show you guys. Which one's that? The Yard Boss. Okay. Where is the Yard Boss? Okay. Is that? Yep, here it is. Okay. So here is the Yard Boss right here. So yeah, this is this right here. Yeah, this was the only N scale set that they had available or on the shelves at or in the aisles, whatever you want to call it, at the stores of Hobby Lobby. So yeah, that's the only one that they had on the shelves and everything, or the aisles. Like, I don't know what you call them, probably the aisles. So yeah, like that's the only N scale set that they had at Hobby Lobby. And then my grandpa, like I end up picking it up, and then I end up picking it up, like just to look at it and everything, and then then my grandpa's looking at it too and everything. And hold on, before I continue with the story, so besides that, because that's the only set of N scale Bachmann that they had at Hobby Lobby was that one. That's the only one that they had. And yeah, so hold on. So besides that being the only one of N scale sets that they had, because that was the only N scale set that they had. That was the only N scale set that they had, folks, was the Yard Boss for N scale Bachmann. That's the only one that they had. So besides that for N scale, since that N scale set, was the only one that they had available, that this HO set right here, that's also Bachmann, called the Rail Chief. I've always wanted this set. I've always wanted this set right here for many years. I've always wanted that set for many, many years. They have this one today as well. They only had one left of this one today. And yeah, I was looking at this one today and this one. But this one was a little bit more expensive, obviously because it's an HO and this is a N scale. So then my grandpa, so obviously then he says, "Here, let me hold that." So yeah, so I let him hold that. He's taking a look at it and everything, and he says, yeah, then he says, like, how much do you think, like, this is at like, how much do you think this would be at like a train store, meaning like the local train store, or like local train hobby train store, whatever you call it. So then I'm looking at the prices for like the local train stores and everything, and how much they're like selling them at the local train stores and everything, or like train hobby stores, whatever you want to call them. So he tells me to look up the prices for like how much they're selling them for at the local train hobby store, or whatever you want to call them. So I end up looking up the price and everything, and yeah, they were pretty expensive, folks. Like literally, folks. No wonder why a lot of people today are like buying off of like eBay and Amazon and even Train World too nowadays, because I can honestly see why. Because now, because I hear most people buy their stuff from like Train World nowadays when it comes to model trains. And yeah, but no, I forgot what train store I looked up the prices for when they were like selling this. I forget the name of the store, of the local train store or whatever. I forget the name, but oh my god, folks. Like literally, like Hobby Lobby, like Hobby Lobby was selling this way cheaper than, oh my god, than the train store that I looked up, which I wish I did not forget the name of it though, but hey, it's all good. So then after I look up the price, of like the train store and everything, then my grandpa saw the difference of like who was selling them, like cheaper or whatever, and obviously Hobby Lobby took the win of like selling it cheaper and everything. So then my grandpa goes, oh, what did he say? He said, "Mark, enjoy the moment. You deserve it. Here, I'm going to get it for you. Let me get you this set." And then I'm like, "You sure?" And he said, No, let me get you this set. So then I'm like, alrighty, let's get the set then. So then, yeah, he said, nah, please, let me get you this set and everything. Like, look at come on, when you go to an actual train store, like they're selling them way more. It's more expensive at a at like a train store, like any train store that you go to in the country. That that basically when you go to any train, yeah, when you go to any train store, they're selling them at full price. But if you're getting them off of like eBay, Amazon, or like Train World, but I'll just say Train World because that's where mostly everybody's buying their stuff is Train World, and that's pretty much popular is Train World. So I'm just gonna say Train World. That basically like now when you like get your stuff off of like Train World, then obviously you're not paying full price at all. So yeah, so then yeah, then that's what my grandpa said was like if we go to like our local train store or like whatever though, that if we were to go to like our local train store and get this at our local train store, like we'd be buying this at full price and that would be way more expensive. But here we begin it cheaper, so and that's when he said come on, let me get it for you. And then I'm like, all right. So then yeah, so then he ended up getting it for me, and yeah, I'm very thankful that I have it now. Even though I was not planning to get this, I'm actually happy in one way that I actually have it. Like even though this is not one of my favorites though, that I'm gonna say this is excellent. I love it, and but still not one of my favorites. But I'm very thankful that I have it, and yeah. So now we'll like run it around the layout, and yeah, see how it does. And yeah, I'm very, very, very thankful that I have this. And like I said, even though this is not my favorite set, like it doesn't mean I don't hate it or any or whatever you want to like it doesn't mean that it's my least favorite. I should have said it doesn't mean that it's my least favorite. Like it just doesn't, because basically anything trains is well basically folks, anything trains is not my least favorite at all. I have nothing of a least favorite. Like I don't have anything that's my least favorite of trains. I only have like favorite trains that I like and like favorite trains that I like to collect and everything. But hey, even though if I do get trains or somebody gets me trains that are not my favorites, then 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 I'm not gonna be mad about it. No. And I'm not gonna sell it either. No. I'm just gonna keep it so I have it for life. Because now when you're a model railroader like me and you love collecting model trains, the way I look at it is that like keep them coming in the collection, like keep them coming in, keep them rolling in, like little by little, keep collecting them and everything. If somebody has to offer something or whatever, or want to give you something with N scale or whatever, then hey, there you go. And yeah, I couldn't have been more luckier. And like I said, even though this is not my favorite at all, I'm still happy at the same time that my grandpa got it for me and everything, because now I have another and my second not related Thomas item in N scale. So yeah, all right. So that was the story that I wanted to share with you guys, and so my next video, I'm gonna do the unboxing of this one. So yeah, all right, that's it for today's video. The heck is that noise? Yeah. I swear I just heard an animal, some kind of animal. It sounded like a mouse or a rat that was like running through like the ceiling and everything. I could have sworn I heard some animal. All right, maybe it's just me. I don't know. All right, that's it for today's video, folks. Leave a like and subscribe. Peace out.